We'd like to take remarks from the organizers, who are the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, Emperor Yohannes Local Chapter 30 of Ghana.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 93rd anniversary of the coronation of our Emperor Haile Selassie and his Empress Menin. Today is a very significant day for all of us here. So, on his behalf and on behalf of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church that crown His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, we will say, please bow your heads and let's say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us, and lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. By the salutation of Saint Angel Gabriel, O my Lady Mariam, we salute you. Thou art virgin in thought and virgin in body, mother of Ethiopia, Sabaoth, salutations to you. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb. Rejoice, thou who is hailed, for graceful Ethiopia is with you. Intercede and pray to your beloved Son for our mercy. Beseech that he may forgive us our sins. Amen. Today is the day His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I and Empress Menin was crowned. We give thanks for this day, and we recognize the importance of us as black people in the world. We also recognize the fact that we have a king, and the word of the king must be obeyed. He has given us instructions on how to conduct our lives and what we should do in order to better our condition that we're in. He has also given us a means by which to achieve it all. One of the things he has given us is an organization called the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. When I say us, I mean the black people of the world. He said that we should use this organization to organize ourselves so that we can be centralized and organized and become a strong voice in the world affairs. At the moment, my brothers and sisters, we have no voice at all. We have no representations at all. Wherever we go, we can be treated with impunity, and we've been treated with impunity. We've been killed in Europe, we've been massacred in America, and we've been downtrodden even here in our own land, Africa. Most of us take this organization for granted, and some of us are naive to the fact that we can do something about our situation, so no effort is made. Whilst others know and ignore this existence, the majority of us go away and form something from our own imagination that springs up for a while but fades away during the passage of time. As it is written, the seed that is fell on stony ground cannot find root. So when the sun comes up, it burns it away and it dies. Our roots is represented by our king. In the face of adversity, we will always be isolated and always be found wanting because we ignore the directions given to us by the Good Shepherd, which is to organize and centralize. As it is right now, we are between the devil and the deep blue sea, and I mean that literally. Because when you look at the world's condition today, in the event of conflicts, which there are conflicts in the world as it is, we will be the last to be recognized. Even though we have endured this deluge that they have rained down upon us over the centuries, we are still suffering from this lingering effect. The years have proven to us that we are just as stubborn as we were during the time of Moses when he was leading us to the promised land. Our promised land today is Africa, But once again, our mule-like stubbornness will get the better of us because we are comfortable where we are, which begs the questions, for how long? It seems that we are doomed to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over without learning anything from the previous ones. There's a word for that. We refuse to listen to those who truly care for us. As a matter of fact, they are the ones we persecute. I think we should pause for a while. Stop for a moment and take a real good look around the world. Take a good look and observe the signs of what is happening in the world affairs. Does anyone really think that things will get better? Here's an example. Look at the conflicts going on in Ukraine, and that's just a small part of the world. Imagine if it was worldwide. Who do you think would feel it most? Will things get better? Let's take another look. Really take a good look around the world at what's happening. I don't have to name them. The list is almost endless. And who do you think is feeling it most? Africans, of course, or black people as a whole. Here's another example again. Let's return to Ukraine. Even in the midst of the so-called suffering on all sides, a space was made for racism, even in that conflict. Once again, imagine if that was happening worldwide. And who do you think is suffering or will be suffering? There's a conflict in Ukraine, and Africa is starving because Africa can't get grain. What a shame. Africa is a continent with more arable land than the size of Ukraine and the size of Europe itself. But yet, Africa is depending on Ukraine for grains. Africa awaits our creator, my brothers and sisters. We are the possessors of the richest continent on the planet, and yet we are the poorest people. Something is wrong, and we are sleeping. I said Africa awaits our creator. We are the creators of Africa. Wherever we are around the world, we are black people, we are Africans. As long as we are around the world creating other man's land, building their fortress, ours will be shattered. My brothers and sisters, let's pray. Our young men are so misguided that they are killing each other for a little patch of Europe and America. They think it belongs to them. Today we are not only celebrating the 93rd coronation of His Imperial Majesty and Empress Menen I, but we are also celebrating the inauguration of a branch of the Ethiopian World Federation given to us by His Imperial Majesty. The branch of the Federation is called Emperor Yohannes, and the number is Local 30. This branch was in London, and it did great things, except that it was called then number 33, Emperor Yohannes Local 33 in London. It is here now in Ghana, Emperor Yohannes Local 30. This organization is here for all black people to join and to come and better themselves. Its mission statement is: the hungry be fed, the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, the infants cared for, and the shelterless sheltered. My brothers and sisters, what more can one want? It is designed to take care of its members from the cradle to the grave. Its only goal is to care for its members wherever they are around the world. We, the black people of the world, has never had an effective organization we can rely on. Or maybe we didn't know we have. Well, we have. And what's more, now we know it. It's called Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, as I said, Local 30, Emperor Yohannes Local 30, and it is based here in Accra, Ghana. This organization was given to us, the black people of the world, by the Imperial Majesty I in 1937, to organize ourselves so that we can be centralized, so that when we speak, we do so with one centralized voice that echoes around the world as the Federation is designed to do. It's identified internationally as the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. The Ghanaian branch, as I said before, is called Emperor Yohannes Local 30. I think we should make it clear to all that the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated is not a Rastafarian organization. It is not a Rastafari organization. It is not a Rasta organization. It is for the black people all around the world. The only qualification one needs to become a member is the color of your skin, which should be black, meaning no white person can become a member of this organization. Here's a small booklet, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's a little book, very small. We call it our Green Book. There's one similar to this that was established long after this one was established, and that is a little red book that was given to the Chinese by Chairman Mao. His Majesty gave us this little green book with the Constitution written within it. He gave it to us in 1937, long before Chairman Mao's existence and China has become where it is today. We, the black peoples of the world, in order to effect unity, solidarity, liberty, freedom, and self-determination, to secure justice and maintain the integrity of Ethiopia, which is our divine heritage, do hereby solemnly ordain this Constitution for the Ethiopian World Federation. Here it is, my brothers and sisters, our little green book. For those of us who may be looking at Abyssinia when we say Ethiopia, as far as the Constitution is concerned, Ethiopia means the continent of Africa. As long as you are black, you are an Ethiopian. Can you imagine if all black people of the world were members of this organization? Can you imagine the difference it would make in all of our lives? Our situation right now, what is preventing that from happening? Apart from our own complacency and design and disregard for our king. What is preventing us from being a member of this organization right now? Is it naivety? No, it can't be. I know you know. What is it? How do you serve your king? How can you have, some of us have locks on our head and we call ourselves Rastafari. That's a fallacy. Because the only Rastafari I know is Ras McCannan's son. Haile Selassie, he became a king. He was Tafari. He was given a title as Ras. He became Ras Tafari. We who follow him and try to wear our hair in a natural way, we call ourselves Ras Tafarians, not Rastafari. We like to be far I, we like to be I. But he is Ras Tafari and we are Ras Tafarians. Under the heading of the aims and objectives of this organization, it is written within our little green book, as we like to call it, that the Constitution is the organization. Some of us said the Federation is doing nothing. What is the Federation doing? What can we get from this organization? My brothers and sisters, if the Federation is doing nothing, it means you and I are doing nothing. Because we are the Federation. The members of this organization is the organization. This little book can't get up and do anything. It only gives us the instructions on how we should behave and what we should do. Given the signs of times, self-sufficiency is what we need right now. Why? I hear you ask. We all know there will be a time when all black people will have to return to their own land of origin. In the Bible it said, all will have to return to their own vine and fig tree. Our fig tree, our vine, our fig tree is Africa. Some of us are lucky enough to be here. A lot of us are in the diaspora, America, Europe, and especially UK. Why I say especially UK, I'm saying that In the event of anything happening, which is coming up to that right now, we will have to find a place to go. Let's imagine that you're in the UK. How would you exit UK if a conflict should happen? In America, it's not too bad because America is a continent. In Europe, it's not too bad either because you can walk, there's a land bridge that you can walk from Europe into Africa. But what about those on the island? What about those people on the island, especially the UK? What would you do? I hope we won't become too complacent in our little comfort zone and ignore what's happening in the world. You know, something that happened that I saw happen over the past year, a few of us has passed away, which is the destination of us all. And I saw a group of people rally together as brothers and sisters. Even though the ones that passed away didn't have much relative or anyone around them so much. But I see friends and families, very small amount of families, I see friends rally around and take care of the burial of the ones that passed away, and the family that was left behind were also comforted. These people, I take my hats off to them. They live in the mountains. They call themselves the mountaineer. And what I saw they did the last time, well, was well admired by all. Now imagine that we have an organization that instead of depending on a small group of people, the organization takes care of you when you're sick, when you pass away, your children's school fee, when you're sick to the hospital, buy your medicine, and you don't have anything to worry about because you belong to an organization. This Ethiopian World Federation is that little organization. We could contribute a great deal to the freedom of the continent. We could also move our people from Europe and from America and from wherever they are when they are in distress. Everything about this organization is geared towards the care, like I said, of its members and the representative voice we are around the world. Imagine if one of us should be stranded somewhere, wherever it may be, and we are able to pick up a phone and call the organization, and with the assurance that wherever you are, you will be getting some assistance. This organization is designed for that. Imagine if you didn't have to worry about your children's school fee. Imagine if you didn't have to worry about education in general. Imagine one day you go to the supermarket and the shelves are empty. Now, these are people from Europe and America, some part of America. Imagine if you were denied a place in the queue at the supermarket when food is being rationed. In that case, it is possible. We've seen what happened with the COVID last time when it came into being 2020. Europe were panicking, especially those in England. They were panicking. Here in America, here in Africa, I should say, on a small plot where I live, I can reap breadfruit, which I have, tomatoes, I have bananas, spinach, kalalu, ackee, coconut, cherries, even cherries, yes, even cherries, yes. And I can eat from my own yard where I'm living. You in the West are in Europe. What would you do if one day your supermarket shelves become empty? Think about that. How would you manage? Come home to Africa on a small little piece of land and you can feed yourselves. My brothers and sisters, Africa calling. There will come a time when money will have no value. Right now they are talking about digital currency. Can you travel with digital currency? At least with cash, you can give it to someone and get something in return for it. There will be also a time when all those in England and in Europe will have to find a way to survive without money. How is that? You can join Emperor Yohannes Local 30 wherever you are, even abroad. You can get membership from here. Although there are organizations, federation branches all over the world, I see them as just accommodation to help people that want to travel to Africa to come home. Picking up on the line within the Constitution where it talks about feeding the hungry, there's only one way that we can achieve that, and it's to produce food for ourselves. That is why at this launch of the Ethiopian World Federation, Emperor Yohannes Local 30 in Ghana, we are embarking on a farming program. We're asking all of you listening, whether you might be in this auditorium or you might be somewhere around the world, we're asking you to contribute to the farming program here in Africa, that we can say to ourselves that we have a little piece of Africa for ourselves. That if we have a farm, can feed ourselves. You know many people can live on a farm. Wherever you are, you can come and know that you have a place, you have a bed, even on a farm. Here in Africa, we have no winter. We have a little rain, yes, every now and then. But we can put up thatch and shelter from the rain. We don't have to worry about the cold like people in Europe and places in America. The organization is designed for you. You are the organization, and the organization is you. The email of the Ethiopian World Federation, in order to contact it, is EWFI, all in one word, Emperor Yohannes Local 30 at gmail.com. We should be contributing to the farming project. And why should we care about what's going on in Africa? Because Africa is our ancestral home, which makes it ours. We can at least say we are contributing to something in Africa that gives us the right to claim a part of that wherever we are. We can rest assured that we have a bed. Maybe, my brothers and sisters, let's organize and centralize. Not maybe, let's definitely do that. My brothers and sisters, I don't want to go on too long because I wrote something that's quite long here and I don't really want to bore you. But what I'm trying to tell you is that as of today, the Ethiopian World Federation Emperor Yohannes Local 30 is officially launched. And we can celebrate it by becoming a member. This organization is for us all. It is not here to cheat or to rob or to steal from anyone. If you're abroad and you want to buy land, I know some people buy land in Africa and get cheated. This organization will make sure that your land belongs to you and no one can take it from you. We have this facility. If you want any assistance coming from Europe, America, or wherever you are, contact the organization and we can facilitate your accommodation and we can make sure that you have a good time in Africa and you can go back home with a good report instead of crying tears as most of us have done in the past. Think about it. His Majesty gave us something to take us home. We need to come together in order to find transportation for our members to come home. We need to have ships of our own. Even though we might be in Europe and America and we want to leave, who do we have to depend on to get us out of there? It's the white man with his ships and his planes. Even right now, we don't have anything for ourselves. We need to have ships, we need to have planes, we need to have cars, trucks, we need to even go up to even trains. We need to develop ourselves to that extent. My brothers and sisters, the membership fee for this organization is a pittance. 10 CDs a month. 1 month. 10 CDs a month for its members. And that will be invested on the benefit on the behalf of the member. The member can ask any question they like concerning where their 10 CDs go and what's happening to it. And they are deserving of an answer. We are prepared to answer for that. My brothers and sisters, let's make Africa great. Come home, those of you abroad. Those of you who are here, come and join the organization. And let's make ourselves independent because we need to be able to feed ourselves. Ukraine is having a war and we are starving. If one drop in the ocean somewhere in Europe and we in Africa feels the ripple. My brothers and sisters, let's stop that. Let's stop depending on others for our well-being. Let's at least be food independent to begin with, and from there we can move on. My brothers and sisters, thank you for your time, and I hope that we will see you in Federation meeting. The Secretary is there, and he is willing to take your name and your details, and when he does that, somehow we will get in touch with you and get you to take the membership pledge, and we can work together as one unified people. One love, my brothers and sisters. Big up Ethiopia World Federation. Big up His Imperial Majesty and Empress Menen, and big up yourselves. Rastafari, I respect.
Yes, Ras Amdisian, ladies and gentlemen of the Tewahedo